earlier, but as of now, we're suspended. We're calling it an indefinite suspension. We're not calling it cancellation. There may eventually be a way we can finish. We don't know. But obviously, as we stated in there, the whole situation with COVID-19 is extremely fluid. And as more data comes out around the country and around the surrounding states, and even potentially here from the health departments, did not seem wise to try to fight it. We need to be. This association needs to be leaders among decisions that are critical in education. We always have been, and always will be, and no matter how uncomfortable it gets. So the decision was made. I think I got the last bit of information, the last bit of good guidance and suggestions about the middle of the first quarter, and it was apparent we needed to shut down. So we have shut down both tournaments. We're calling both of them, boys and girls, the suspension at this point. And let's hope that all of these techniques everybody's using of social isolation and not getting out in crowds and all these CDC guidance brings a quick end to this. Maybe we'll get an opportunity, maybe we won't. So I don't know if there's further things outside the news release. It's not a time to philosophize. It's not about me. I hate it for these young ladies that didn't get to finish their tournament, and I certainly hate it for the guys next week. But sometimes life gets in the way of your plans. Anyway.
Joey, what is there any date in mind where you would have to?
No, I think at some point, if this, they're talking. It depends on who you listen to. There's so much misinformation out there, and then there's really good information that's so verbose and it's beyond 140 characters that people aren't reading it. So. And this thing could be 2 weeks long, it could be 2 months long, it could be a year long. We don't know. And I think ideally, or probably once you get too late in the spring and start walking all over the spring sports and trying to have an event, plus you start running into seniors who are getting ready to graduate, and what are you going to do about practice in between now and then? There's lots of logistics. We need to see where the healthcare community goes first.
Right here.
In light of this new postponement, has there been talk of extending a postponement into the spring sports, or have you not gotten there yet?
As we stated, we've been consistent on this message that with the spring baseball, softball, track, tennis, all that schedule is local until you get to the postseason, until you get to the state tournament. So schools can decide at this point if they want to play. I think with the governor's advice yesterday to be prepared for a shutdown of schools, I think I know what's going to happen, but it wouldn't be a directive from us on the regular season. It's a local decision on those sports.
Is there, if you could come back and play, is there potential for playing it anywhere other than here?
Doubtful. There's all kinds of contractual commitments and things like that I think would prevent a relocation at this point. We're under contract with Rep. And Lexington Center through 23 on the girls and through 28 on the boys. So no, I don't see a real practicality of a move right now. But you know what? I didn't see postponement yesterday either. So you never know.
The very back.
Julie, what changed? Like you said, you started getting information in the first quarter. What changed from what we talked about before the game to that?
I think you're going to see over the next few days more and more health information, more and more testing results in all states, more and more information about how it's transmitted. And what's happening, is, at least as was explained to me, as they study it more and more, the CDC guidance on large events, particularly if you are 60 and have an underlying condition, is starting to look prophetic that they thought of that. That is the audience that's the most impacted. And especially as we looked at next week, you've got a bunch of 15 to 17-year-olds playing, but the majority of your audience is not. The majority of your audience is right in the wheelhouse of that warned group. And as they do more and more research and data nationwide, it's apparent that it's almost an obvious choice regardless of how uncomfortable it is.
Final questions for the commission?
And listen, thank you all for spreading the message. I've been pushing this ever since I saw it. I told you yesterday, I think I've seen Andy Bashir more than his wife has the last 3 weeks. But KY COVID-19, KYCOVID19.ky.gov, the state resource, they're pushing everybody to that. All the latest information is, all the important stuff. So I think that the best we can do, instead of, I feel free, trust me, I know there's going to be people critical of decisions no matter what you have happen. But I think the best we can do is keep pumping people to the real sites of information, the accurate sites of information, and try to dispel some of the crazy trying to be first with a tweet. Let's get them to the right information. Let's act as a state to get this thing done. Thank you all very much.
That concludes